Hello everybody, this is Jerry Mateo with Nada, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at two completely separate libraries from Spitfire Audio. The one that we're really going to be focusing on is going to be the Abbey Road Orchestra clarinets. This is the full version, not the light version essentially, or I believe it's called the core version. The other one is going to be the Abbey Road 1 Wondrous Flutes expansion. Now, both of these libraries are recorded and created inside of Abbey Road Studio by Spitfire Audio. And because they're done by Spitfire Audio, you have that plethora of control. If you have those really nice, big, full-size MIDI keyboards, those Orchestra little MIDI devices, you can switch between keystrokes, you can switch between key changes, shifts, all this stuff. They're absolutely beautiful. But what I really like about the Abbey Road 1 and Abbey Road Orchestra libraries is that these are not really the type of libraries where you click a button and it creates a whole performance. These are libraries where they sound amazing and they have all the functionality that you need, but it's just to sound very good. So taking a look at these two, you'll see that we have some really cool little features. You have lots of different articulations, and it's really easy to actually edit or add and remove ones that you want or don't need by clicking this little sketch button. Now, what this will do is give you every single articulation available, and you can hit the little play button to listen to them. You can add and remove them by simply just clicking the X or doing what I did and just add them all in to your preset. You hit save, and this is going to allow you to have all of them saved here, and you just use the arrows to click between the different articulations. Now, the first one is the Abbey Road Orchestra clarinets. Now, there is only two libraries that I own from this, and that is going to be the clarinets and the flutes. This is basically the Abbey Road Orchestra, right? So if you click on this little mixer button, you're going to get different mixes, meaning completely different sounds. And once you bring the fader all the way down, it bypasses that mix. You can then bring the next fader up, and this is going to load up the new library. Now, this is going to take a little bit of time. I have 64 gigabytes of memory on my RAM and a really fast SSD, so this usually loads up very fast. But let's listen to this one. Okay, and what we could do is if we really want to audition all of them at once, we can actually load them all up. The only thing I'm going to say as a warning, this is going to take up a lot of RAM or a lot of storage space on your SSDs or your hard drives, because this is loading up like over 5 gigs. This is going up still, about 5 to 6 gigs of memory. So what this does give you is the ability to solo, mute, and listen to every single mix as you go. So we have 6.2 gigs of storage. Let's solo up mix 1. Okay, let's try the, right here, the overheads. I actually kind of like that. It has this kind of like old-timey, more vintagey feel. Not bad. How about close? I like close. And then we have pop minimum and pop room. Pop has a very bright tone and it's a little bit more up front. And then what I like to do is essentially find mixes that I like. So we'll maybe bring this down, get rid of close, and then just do like a blend like this. And we get to save a little bit of memory by removing libraries that we don't need, and we keep the general mix. We can also change the close and spot signals, pan them left to right, as well as having the overall balance here. Really cool. And of course, there's many more. We have decatrees, we have ambisonics, we have all these vintage ones. Your effects section is going to be where you have vibrato, reverb, tightness control, the release of the actual instrument, and then the offset, where it basically will trigger it later. And this goes with pretty much every single library. So if I switch over to the Wondrous flutes from the Abbey Roads 1 collection and we go to its micings, you'll see that we have a smaller selection. We still have a lot of options. And then if we go to our effects section, we have reverb, release, and tightness. Now, this is the Wondrous flute. So let's say I go here and select a different one. It's going to give me different options. Wondrous flutes also does have quite a nice selection, but it is much smaller because it's the Abbey Road 1. It's just an individual section. So let's take a quick listen. Cool. Now, you'll hear that the Abbey Roads 1 library is a lot more focused. It's more like 1 to 4 violins, flutes, whatever you're doing. In this case, I'm using the Wondrous flutes. Whereas the orchestra sounds like an orchestra. You get a big feel to it. And I really like that. So what I'm actually using this session for is a cover of the Puppet Master 1, I think it's Puppet Master like 1 through 3 theme song. And I'm actually using a MIDI orchestration that I found online that's completely free to grab all the MIDI because there was a big issue with the original artist I was going to work with to create this. So I had to grab some MIDI from online. But just check this out, right? We have a ton of orchestrations and articulations. So for this one that's actually covering the viola, which is another clarinet, we can actually go for different articulations, right? We have the original one. Or we can go for like long extended. And then we can even go for like something very staccato. And if we go maybe like right here, right? And we have different alternatives for many of them. And then we even have stuff like some of these double tongues, triple tongues. And you're going to get a much quieter articulation for this. So you're going to make sure that you have a very loud MIDI CC for this. The same thing goes for the Abbey Road 1 libraries for the Wondrous flutes. We have lots of different articulations. So if we go to the flute real quick, and then we change it to maybe a staccato. These libraries have so many articulations that it really, really just makes them sound great. Now, you are going to get a big volume shift. That's something to keep in mind. You're always going to get a big volume shift when you change from something that's very sustained or something that's very staccato. It's just natural. But check this out. I am going to mute these tracks. And I'm going to just set them to, I believe the flute is going to be long. The clarinets are going to be doing long on one of them. And then the other one is going to be doing the stock default one. All right, so here we go. We're going to start off with the original MIDI, and then we'll flip to the Abbey Road. It has so much more of a lively feel to it. And especially parts where you hear like the clarinets and the violas together. I'm actually replacing the viola with the second instance of the clarinet, but it sounds so good right here. Let's go maybe like right here. So good. Let's change it to the other ones. I mean, it sounds okay. It just sounds like generic MIDI, but the Abbey Road library has so much life to it. Everything else in this session is stock except for the bass. I'm using TuneTrack's Easy Bass. I'm going through a fretless clean DI, and then I am going straight into the mix wave Ashdown using a preset, but that is the tone. So let's check it out one more time. Let's listen to it. We're going to listen to the Abbey Road library, and then we're going to mute it and go for just stock MIDI to see the difference between the two. Cool. So as you can hear, that is a pretty massive difference. And I'm going to say this, Spitfire Audio makes by far some of the best symphonic style libraries that there are. I own a ton of Spitfire Audio libraries. If I just look here and go into my Spitfire Audio folder, check it out. I have Abbey Road 1, their Orchestra, their Symphony Orchestra, which was free, their Impressionism, Oliver Arnold's, you guys already saw a video on that, and then a bunch of their originals. They're a very, very good company. I've purchased like 96% of these plugins. Only like 3 of them are NFRs. But these are very, very good plugins. They sound amazing. Their libraries are just top-notch. And whatever they're doing with Abbey Road, it is just amazing. Spitfire Audio and Abbey Road Studios, man, the stuff they do is so good. I don't really do too much stuff on orchestral libraries, but I actually do a lot of work with orchestras. So oftentimes we bring in some musicians to come in and we use these libraries on commercial projects for clients. Anyway, that's it for this video. This is Jeremy with the DAW. I will see you guys later. Bye.